3.
Hello guys, so today we want to go around Bandung. Yay! Hello guys, welcome to our video. So our plan today is that we will visit several places in Bandung, and we will also explain some historical place in Bandung as well as some tourist attraction in Bandung loh. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Evrila and my friends. One of them is Sekar, Dewi, and Nova.
Well, after the introduction, we will go straight to several places. But do you know the purpose? We walk around Bandung for what? Yups, we want to introduce some historical places in Bandung. Not all of them, maybe only a few that we will visit too, such as Asia Africa, Independent Building, Bandung Square, and Braga. Oh, there is also the Sate Building, or we call Gedung Sate in Gasibu. Actually, tourist attraction or historical place in Bandung are not only the ones I mentioned earlier. There are still many places in Bandung that have many historical stories, such as the Geological Museum, Mandala Bangsit, Dutch Cave, Japanese Cave, and others. For the travel time we need to get to the place also does not take a long time because we start the starting point from the campus on Wastu Kencana Street number 18. So it only takes 10 or 15 minutes more or less.
And now, the place we come first was Braga. You know, it turns out that before being known as Braga, there are many opinions that say the name of Braga used to be is Baraga, because Braga Road used to be located on the banks of the Cikapundung River. And there are also those who say that Braga was once taken from the Teratila Braga manuscript in 180-34 until 190-24. That is because this area was once the headquarters of the Dutch Drama Association, founded on June 18, 180-82 by an assistant resident Peter Sujha. To historical records, Braga was originally a muddy pedestrian road, also known as Karenweg or Pedatiweg. Jalan Karenweg connected Andreas, the wildest coffee warehouse, now is Bandung City Hall, with Jalan Raya Pos, we know it as Jalan Asia Afrika. Also, according to Haryoto Kunto in his book Wajah Bandung Tempo Dulu 190-84, during the colonial period, Jalan Braga became a famous shopping center for the wealthy and was dubbed the Mass Area Passage Vehicle Street Fund India. Okay guys, I know my pronouns is really mess, so I think I will text it in my video, okay? Or the most prominent European shopping complex in the Dutch East Indies. The second place is the Asia Africa Museum. The Asian African Conference, held in Bandung from 18 to 24 April 1955, was a great success both in uniting attitudes and establishing guidelines for cooperation among Asian African nations, as well as in participating in helping to create world order and peace. This conference gave birth to the Bandung Principles, which later became the guidelines for colonization in the world in their struggle for independence, and which later became the basic principles in efforts to promote world peace and cooperation. In order to foster and preserve this, as Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic Indonesia, Professor Dr. Mokhtar Kusumatmaja SHLLM often met and dialogue with leaders of Asian Africa countries and nations. On this occasion, he often received a question from them about Gedung Merdeka and Bandung. Wow, really? Bandung is really great and really famous, right? Where the Asia-African Conference was held repeatedly. The conversation ended with a statement of their desire to be able to visit Bandung and Gedung Merdeka. Then, with this in mind, as well as desire to immortalize the Asian-Africa Conference, he came up with the idea of establishing a museum of the Asian-Africa Conference in Gedung Merdeka. Then the idea was raised in a meeting forum of the Committee for the 25th anniversary of the Asian Africa Conference in 1918, which was attended by, among others, the Director General of Culture, Professor Dr. Hayati Sobadi, as a representative of Ministry of Education and Culture. And it turned out that the idea also received a good reception from the President Suharto. And finally, the Asian Africa Conference Museum was inaugurated by Indonesian President Suharto on April 24, 1918, as the culmination of the 25th anniversary of the Asian African Conference. Next place we went was the monument of Panji prison cell. But first I want to apologize as well, as you know, because we took the video at night, so we couldn't go inside, and also happened to be undergoing repairs, so we can go into, and I can only give you a little clip when we're in front of the Banjir Monument Museum. Sorry guys, but first I will tell you about the history of this monument of Banjir prison cell. This monument tells us about the history of the struggle of the first president of the Republic Indonesia. Do you know, guys, who is the first president in Indonesia? Yep, Soekarno. This place is now a historical destination not far from Gedung Merdeka and Bandung Asia Africa Conference Museum. The monument is the original Banjai No. 5 Block F prison cell that remains from the prison building since the Dutch colonial period. In 1929, Sukarno and a number of movement figures were imprisoned until the end of the 1931. It was during the period of detention that the young Sukarno drafted the historic pleidoy that would be read out at the Bandung Landard building. The narrow room of this prison witnessed the Indonesian manuscript Menggugat being burned. Hello guys, welcome back to my video. So let's continue some place that we haven't told you. Well, the first place we will visit is Gedung Sate. Gedung Sate is a historic icon that stands proudly in the center of Bandung, West Java, Indonesia. With its stunning architecture and deep historical value, Gedung Sate has become an irreplaceable landmark, reflecting Indonesia's long journey from colonial times to the present. Initially, Gedung Sate was used as the administrative center of the Dutch East Indies government under the name Government Bedrijven, which means Regional Government Office. However, after the proclamation of Indonesia independence, Gedung Sate became the administrative center of the Dutch East Indies government. Gedung Sate continued to serve as the center of government administration, this time under the auspice of the Republic Indonesia. The famous legend of Gedung Sate casting 160 guilders may be more folklore or joke, but it only adds to the appeal and aura of mystery of this magnificent building. And the second place is Gazebo. The name gazebo itself, according to him, comes from a football association whose members are the people of North Bandung. Gazebo stands for the North Bandung Indonesian Football Association. It is wrong if there's an assumption that gazebo comes from the word gazebo, said the author of Bandung Flash, even in the eyes of Philatelists, a historical term. Before playing on this field, the gazebo team often practiced on a field on Badak Singa Street, which is currently the PDAM office. Because the field at Badak Singa was built from the PDAM, they eventually moved, says Katam. Gazebo field, which has existed since the Dutch East Indies era, was once called Wilhelmina Plain or Wilhelmina Field. This name was taken from the Queen of the Netherlands, according to Sudarsono Katam, quoted by Bandung Kita Ide from his book album Bandung Tempo Dulu in the 190s. 1950s, the name of the field then changed to the Diponegoro Field. Then, in the 1955, the Diponegoro Field was better known as Gazebo Field, his word. Well, as you know, there are a lot of tourist attraction in Bandung, and we also can explain it in one by one. Like now, when we are heading to Bandung Square, we pass through many places that have a very long and deep history, such as Jalan Merdeka. Then there are also some places that still use the old name, like the Bank Indonesia building. In addition, in front of the BI building, there is also the City Hall and Vanda Park. We also passed the Mandala Wangsit Siliwangi Museum. Then we passed Jalan Braga, Jalan Asia Afrika, and Gedung Merdeka. Previously, we also apologize because we could not show you the contents inside some of the museum because we came at night, and also some museum are always closed on weekends.
Well, those are some of the places in Bandung, aren't they fun? Beside the place is beautiful, Bandung also has a deep history, whether it's in Asia Afrika or Braga, and the history of the development of Indonesia, like the word pidi baiq. Dan Bandung bagiku bukan cuma masalah geografis, lebih dari itu melibatkan perasaan yang bersamaku ketika sunyi. That's all for me guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. My name is Nova.
Saya Adit.
My name is Nova.
Jangan sama mukanya. Muka capek.
Oke, sekarang kita ada di Jepang. Gajian belum?
Belum. Udah gajian tapi gaji kita udah habis.
Wah, lewat doang.
Ya.
Jelaskan kenapa Anda tadi bisa digodai oleh cowok.
I don't know.